this is gonna be my live, and this one is reading 0. If I open up my door, it's now reading 12.2. So I know this wire is what controls the light when I open up my door. And obviously, this is gonna be the ground because there's only 3 wires. So y'all ready? This is gonna give me red light. Off, white. Off. Y'all see that? Nothing happens, right? Watch this. Red light. Close my door. White. Off. YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, y'all. To all my new viewers out there, this is your first time seeing my channel. This is your first time coming across my content. Welcome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. But today, we're gonna be working on a project, y'all. I've been pushing off this project for way too long, but I know y'all see that mess in my truck right now. But today, we're gonna be swapping out these blue watermelon lights, and I'm gonna be installing these. These are some dual revolution, red and white. But it's time to get rid of these blue lights, man. They're just way too bright. And also, I'm gonna be installing a 3-way switch. Currently, this is a 2-way switch. So if y'all notice, my door is open right now. And because my door is open, the light is on. But there is no way to turn this light off when I'm backing up. And sometimes at night, it's just way too bright while I'm backing up. So with the 3-way switch, I'll be able to cut the lights off. So maybe there's somebody out there watching, you wanna learn how to install some lights in your truck. Doesn't have to be watermelon, by the way. This is any lights. So I'm gonna show y'all how to install these lights. So basically, on one switch, I'll be able to switch between red and white. You know, if I'm going down the road, I wanna cut some lights on in the truck. But also in the middle, there's gonna be an off. And on this switch, this is gonna be for the door. So when I open up my door, I could either have that light on white or red, or I could turn it off in the middle. So let's go, y'all. It's time to get busy. I'm gonna put this camera on top of my head, and hopefully y'all will be able to see what I'm doing. So let's go. First, let me put some air in this seat. All right, let's go. And by the way, this original connection was not done by me. And I'm not too pleased with this connection, so I do want to fix some things. Not necessarily the connection, but I'm just not pleased about not having a 3-way switch. Before I got my interior done, I used to have a 3-way switch. But for some reason, they thought it was a brilliant idea to go backwards and go from a 3-way to a 2-way switch. And I do have the monitor going because I want y'all to be able to see exactly what I'm seeing. All right, so let me give y'all a quick overview. First, we gonna bust out the power probe, circuit probe, whatever you wanna call it, same thing. Let's go outside and get some power going. And this is pretty straightforward. Positive, negative. Power it on. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all how to determine which wire is which. And don't pay attention to these wires. If you do, you're gonna be confused. All you gotta worry about are the wires coming from this plug right here. So the first thing we gotta do is determine which is the ground, which is the live, and which is responsible for the light when I open up my door. So if you notice right now, actually I have the lights on. So if you notice right now, open up my door, the light comes on. So let's start with this wire. This is going to be my live. This is continuous. All right. 12.3, 12.2. That's the battery volts right now. And this one is reading 0. If I open up my door, it's now reading 12.2. So I know this wire is what controls the light when I open up my door. And obviously, this is going to be the ground because there's only 3 wires. All right. So I'm going to show y'all exactly what I intend to do. So I've got a 3-way switch right here. Actually, 2 of them. Now I'm going to just disconnect all these wires because I want to run through this in real time so y'all can see exactly how I'm able to determine which is which. All right. So first thing we got to do, I've already established that this wire is what controls the light on the door. Now, there's a wire that's spliced to it right here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect this wire right here. I'm just going to show y'all exactly what I'm doing. Obviously, this is not the final connection. All right, now, with these watermelon lights, I know for sure the white is going to be the ground. All right? So if the white is the ground, come on. I was playing around with it yesterday, so. All right, so this is the ground. I know for sure. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna run this to the ground, which is right here. And by the way, these butt connectors were heat shrink. I kind of cut the ends off so I could touch these wires so I could figure out which is which. So no, that was not the final connection. I did mess around with it. This is what it looked like before. Now make sure this camera is good. That should be good right there. So this is the ground. Now, I'm gonna grab the probe and we're gonna figure out the live wire. 0, that's live right there. So I could just simply touch these wires to figure out which is red and which is white. So let's start with the red wire. So that's gonna be the white light right there, all right? And this is gonna be red, obviously. So switch number 1, this is gonna be for the door. When I open up my door, the light's gonna be red, or I could turn it off, or if I feel like, I could switch it to white. So for switch number 2, this is gonna be the live wire. And I've already established that this wire is my live. So in that case, I'm just gonna connect this wire just like this to the live. And I'm gonna just go ahead and attach the second watermelon light so you guys are not confused once I'm done. So this is the ground. So all I'm doing is just removing the ground. We're gonna put these 2 wires together just like this. All right, then I'm gonna put it back on the ground. That's the ground right there. So now these lights are grounded. All right, so we've already established that the black is the red light, right? Black is red. Y'all see that? Both of these lights are on. And the red is the white light. White. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna attach these 2 wires together along with this wire, and in a minute this will make sense. All right, and as for the connection, you know, this is just a temporary situation. This is not the final connection. You know, I just want y'all to see it, you know, so you'll have an idea exactly what I'm doing. Just gonna tighten this to keep these wires in place, just like that. All right. And as for the white light, all right, we're gonna put it on that same switch with a third wire. And like I said, y'all, in a minute, this third wire is gonna make sense. It's pretty simple, y'all. You know, it looks confusing, but it's pretty simple. Now watch this. This switch is currently in the middle. If I go up, that's gonna be the white light. Y'all see that? If I go down, that's gonna be the red light. Now, like I said, in a minute, this is gonna make sense. The reason why I attached a third wire, right? That's because that third wire is gonna go on this side. So check this out. When I open up my door, this is gonna give me the red light. So that's off. Notice it's not on right now. My door is open, the lights are on, right? I close my door, the lights is off. Open my door, the lights are on. Close my door, the lights are off. So this is the red light. Now, this wire right here is gonna give me the white light. And that's pretty much it, y'all. That's the connection. It's pretty simple. So if I flip the switch this way, when I open up my door, these lights are gonna be white. Pretty simple, y'all. So let me run through this in real time. So this wire is what controls the lights when I open up my door, right? So I just ran a wire to this wire to the middle of this switch. So the middle is off. If I'm backing up, I want to cut the lights off, the lights are off. Now if I'm backing up and I want to leave the lights on, that's red and that's white. Off. Now, if I'm going down the road, let me close the door. If I'm going down the road and I want to turn some red lights on, I flip the switch this way and the lights are red. If I want to read something while I'm sitting in the truck, I want to cut some reading lights on, that's my reading lights. Pretty simple, y'all. So again, I'm gonna run through this one more time. These red wires is a white light. These black wires is a red light. Off is the middle. Now, when I open up my door, if I flip the switch this way, that's a white light. Flip it this way, that's a red light. Middle, off. So for the most part, I'm probably gonna leave it on red. So this is what it'll look like when I'm backing up. Obviously, it's bright outside, so you guys really can't see, but these lights are pretty bright in the dark. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna snip these wires, and I'm gonna do my final connection, and I will catch up with y'all once I'm done. So out with the blue and in with the red. And on this side, I'm basically gonna repeat everything I did on this side. All right, so currently, there is no way to cut these lights off when my doors are open. With this one, I'll be able to cut my lights off while I'm backing up with the doors open. All right, off. Y'all see that? All right, y'all, so I'm about to get busy, and I will catch up with y'all in a minute. So we're just gonna snip away. As for this one, I'm just gonna leave the ground wires together for now. So I ran into a couple delays. The first delay was had to make me a trip to Harbor Freight to get a tool so I could make these holes bigger. With these lights, the housing on the back is a little bigger. With these, it's just the wires. There was no housing on the back, so I couldn't get these to fit, so I had to go buy a tool so I could cut it out. But we're on the home stretch. I'm gonna finish up shortly. And I prefer to use a heat gun. I don't like to use a torch because with the torch, you know, sometimes you scorch these wires. With the heat gun, you know, it takes a little longer, but it's not gonna scorch the wires. Matter of fact, I think I forgot to crimp that wire, but no big deal. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that might be a problem. That might be a problem. The first step is to crimp that wire. That's good. So this red wire is what's going to give me the white light when I cut these lights on. The black wire is what's going to give me the red lights. All right, so now I'm gonna run this one over here. So this switch will be activated when I open my door. All right. Come on, Marv. You might wanna get it started first. There you go. Now we've got this nice and tidy up in here. All right. So now I gotta connect these two wires together. Just gonna cut it right about there. This is the ground. Now with this one, we're just using a regular butt connector. Preferably a blue one. Let's see. I think I ran out, Matt. Got one right there. Nope. Let's see, what gauge is this? It's probably a little too small. See if I can find one. I think I ran out. There we go. When I ran those lights on the light bar, the back of my truck there. Once I'm done, I'm just gonna use this hose and just blow all this stuff outside, so I'm not worried about the mess. You just cut it right here, let it fall on the floor just like that. Alright, so this is going to be my ground right here. And shout out to Histronica, by the way. They sent me this crimper a few months back. Love it. Love it. Alright, y'all, looking good. So now I'm gonna get busy up top. So we could put this right here for now. I'm gonna cut these wires right here. Where's the wire cutter? Just fell. There it is. And I'm probably gonna try to speed this video up. I don't want it to be too long, you know. Alright, so this is the ground. So watch this, y'all. In a minute, these lights are gonna come on. So that's that. So this is the final piece of the puzzle. Everything is nice and neat. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this wire, and then I'm gonna run through it so y'all can see exactly what I did. Don't worry if you're watching, you're a little confused. In a minute, I'm gonna simplify things and hopefully you won't be confused. All right, so nothing's gonna happen right now because I have the lights off. All right, come on, don't drop it, please. Now this is a little too close to this one, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it like this towards the bottom. I mean, it does have the heat shrink over it, so I know it's not gonna touch, but just to be on the safe side, that's a little better right there. So y'all ready? This is gonna give me red light. Off, white. Matter of fact, off. Y'all see that? Nothing happens, right? Watch this. Red light. Close my door. White. Off. So when I'm backing up, I can have the red lights on, off, or I could turn on the white lights. And there it is, y'all. That's the final connection. So while I'm rolling down the road, we're gonna be rocking out with some red lights, man. It's gonna look nice and clean. Looking forward to giving y'all some late night content, man. Let's go. Let's go. Now, let me grab my light and I'm gonna run through the connection so y'all can see, because I'm not gonna record while I'm doing this side, because pretty much it's the same as this side or this side. So let me see if I could grab a light. I was gonna bring my work light earlier, but I left it and now I need it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and use my phone for now. So I'm gonna run through this so y'all can see exactly what I did. So if there's somebody out there watching this video, let me cut this light off so y'all can see. All right, so let's run through this. So the black wires, that's my red light. All right, so I've got all the black wires right here. All right, this is my red light. Now I ran another black wire from here to this terminal right here, because that's what gives me the red light when I open up my door on that side, right? The red wires, that's my white light. So that's the white light right there. So I ran all the red wires right here, and then I ran it across. So this is what allows me to turn this light on if I want to read something in the truck. All right, red, off, white. Y'all see that? Now I ran a red wire from this group over on this side because, you know, if I want to back up and have some white light while I'm backing up, which I probably would never do because these are too bright backing up, then there's an option. You know, these lights are dual revolution, so I wanted to use them for exactly what they're meant to be used for. So red, that's with the door open, off, white. And now up top, coming directly from the watermelon lights, this is my ground up top. This wire right here is on the switch to the right, which is what allows me to cut some lights on while I'm going down the road. This is continuous power, right? So you don't want to put it on the side where the switch that controls the door lights. You don't want to put it on that side because if you do, then you're always going to have power. So what happens is when you open your door, the light is always going to be on. You don't have an option to turn it off. Hopefully that makes sense. Now with this one, this wire only gives power when the door is open. All right, so red, door is closed, off. Open up my door, lights are on. Off, nothing. Now if I ran this wire to this side, then even when it's off, the light would still be on. Don't want that. All right, so there it is, y'all. I'm gonna finish up, and everything is nice and neat. Heat shrink. These wires could be a little shorter, but it is what it is. I'm probably gonna zip tie them together just so they're not crazy long. All right, so I'm gonna finish up on this side in a minute, and also I'm gonna run some lights. Same thing back there. This one right here is just gonna be white, but the rest of them, same thing. Dual revolution, red and white. And I'm also gonna put 2 lights down below. I'll probably use a mini watermelon for that. These are just too big, too bulky down below. I do have a spare switch right here, so that's perfect. So I'm gonna run those wires to this switch right here, and I'm gonna have it dual revolution, white, off, and red. And I'm also gonna put 2 lights on my doors. All right, so I will catch up with y'all once I'm done. Looking good, y'all. Thought I was gonna need a night light, but that light is actually bright enough, so we should be good. Now, if I were to guess, just looking at it, this is gonna be the live. This is gonna be the ground. And this is gonna be, no, actually, this is gonna be the live. This is gonna be for the door. And this is gonna be the ground. So let's check it out. This should be the ground. First, I gotta power this thing up. There it is. All right, so this should be the ground. Ground. This is gonna be the live wire. Live. And this is gonna be the door. This is what powers up the light when I open up my door. All right, so it's reading 0 right now. Open the door. And 9.7. My battery is actually running low right now. When I left earlier, I left all the lights on, so yeah, I gotta replace those batteries before I hit the road too. All right, so we're just gonna snip away, man. We don't care, we're gonna figure it out. Snip. All right, so we're gonna keep these 2 together for now. Don't care about this. We'll figure this out. Boom. And just because these 2 are together, I'm going to keep them together for now. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put these wires back together a little neater than this. Make it a little neater. First, we're gonna get rid of this nut right here. I'm not sure who put a nut on it, but yeah, we're gonna get rid of that nut. Don't mix them up now. That's the ground right there. So just to give y'all a quick rundown, I have it set up where I could cut both lights on with this switch right here. So this light is gonna come on in red. All right, now if I wanna reverse it where it comes on white, that's it right there. That light is bright, yo. Man. Y'all see that? Off, white, red. And once again, shout out to my sponsor. Shout out to Raney's for sponsoring me these lights. I do greatly appreciate it. They gotta send me some more. I'm gonna finish up down below. I think I'm gonna add one on this side, and I'm probably gonna put one right here, and one in each door. And I need about 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all can't see it, but 4, 5, 6, and 7. I do have 2 extra lights right here. Actually, I got 3 of them, but one of them is just a straight white right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I do like the dual revolution. This is the straight white right here, the bulb. And by the way, these are the lights that I'm using. That's the bulb right there, JML Customs, and this is the glass. Really good quality stuff, y'all. So with the 2 remaining lights, I'm probably gonna put one right here, one right here, and for now I'm just gonna put the white glass right here, and that should do it for now until I get the rest of them. All right, y'all, I'm signing off for the night, and I will probably catch up with y'all tomorrow, and I'll close out this video. So appreciate y'all for watching, and hopefully somebody learned something from watching this video. So I will catch up with y'all tomorrow.